To my fellow shareholders, I will no longer be writing Berkshire's annual report or talking endlessly at the annual meeting. As the British would say, I'm going quiet. Sort of. Greg Abel will become the boss at year end. He is a great manager, a tireless worker, and an honest communicator. Wish him an extended tenure. I will continue talking to you and my children about Berkshire via my annual Thanksgiving message. Berkshire's individual shareholders are a very special group who are unusually generous in sharing their gains with others less fortunate. I enjoy the chance to keep in touch with you. Indulge me this year as I first reminisce a bit. After that, I will discuss the plans for distribution of my Berkshire shares. Finally, I will offer a few business and personal observations. As Thanksgiving approaches, I'm grateful and surprised by my luck in being alive at 95. When I was young, this outcome did not look like a good bet. Early on, I nearly died. It was 1938, and Omaha hospitals were then thought of by its citizens as either Catholic or Protestant, a classification that seemed natural at the time. Our family doctor, Harley Hotz, was a friendly Catholic who made house calls toting a black bag. Dr. Hotz called me Skipper and never charged much for his visits. When I experienced a bad bellyache in 1938, Dr. Hotz came by and after probing a bit, told me I would be okay in the morning. He then went home, had dinner, and played a little bridge. Dr. Hotz couldn't, however, get my somewhat peculiar symptoms out of his mind, and later that night he dispatched me to St. Catherine's Hospital for an emergency appendectomy. During the next 3 weeks, I felt like I was in a nunnery and began enjoying my new podium. I liked to talk Siouan, yes. Even then, Sudi and the nuns embraced me. To top things off, Miss Madsen, my third grade teacher, told my 30 classmates to each write me a letter. I probably threw away the letters from the boys, but read and reread those from the girls. Hospitalization had its rewards. The highlight of my recovery, funny, which actually was dicey for much of the first week, was a gift from my wonderful Aunt Edie. She brought me a very professional-looking fingerprinting set, and I promptly fingerprinted all of my attending nuns. I was probably the first Protestant kid they had seen at St. Catherine's, and they didn't know what to expect. My theory, 40 nutty, of course, was that someday a nun would go bad and the FBI would find that they had neglected to fingerprint nuns. The FBI and its director, J. Edgar Hoover, had become revered by Americans in the 1930s, and I envisioned Mr. Hoover himself coming to Omaha to inspect my invaluable collection. I further fantasized that J. Edgar and I would quickly identify and apprehend the wayward nun. National fame seemed certain. Obviously, my fantasy never materialized, but ironically, some years later, it became clear that I should have fingerprinted J. Edgar himself as he became disgraced for misusing his post. Well, that was Omaha in the 1930s when a sled, a bicycle,